As all of you know, the stock headlights, the halogen bulbs that come on the basic Jeeps are just not good at all. They don't have really good projection, they're very dim, just not a good option to use. So most of us have gone in, added some LED bulbs from there. Now, I did that myself, but I went through a number of different bulbs until I got one that I felt like was fairly decent. Ran with those bulbs for about a year, but lately I've been experiencing some bulb failures where below certain temperatures, not at freezing, but in the 40-degree range and below, one or both headlights would just randomly turn off. So I needed to get a different solution, and I just didn't feel like I wanted to go with another bulb instead of maybe going all the way and getting an entirely new headlight assembly. So let's talk about that. Let's go over the stock housing with the headlight, right? You have your plug here and adjustments, but this is the part that actually houses the bulb and how you get to everything. Now, I do love the little Jeep right there. That is kind of cool, and I will miss that, but that's it. So this, you have to unscrew. Let me do that one-handed here, so I'll put my feet there. And then this pops off, and that's what keeps it sealed up. And then inside, you have your new bulb. But most of these, you have to have a resistor pack. Now, I will tell you, getting the bulb in there is easy. It's simply unscrewing it, screwing the new one back in. But the problem that you really run into here is getting that resistor pack to fit inside here. Many of these just don't fit well. Now, some of the other problems that people have is when you don't install the bulb properly, and it's really hard to see the fin right there, but in the fin, it has to go vertical in ratio to this. If that fin in the bulb is not directly up and down, what you're going to run into if it's mounted sideways or any form of off-center is how the bulb will actually shine on the back of the halogen housing. And that's what most people complain about, is that, boy, it just scatters the light. It's horrible. You can't tell the difference between high beam and low beam, or you're blinding oncoming traffic. Well, that's due to poor installation. See, on these, there's a bulb that is forward up at, I think, the top or the bottom, and a bulb that is further back. And that's what represents the high and the low beam, where they're positioned on those. So it's very tricky, and you have to know that going in. And then this also has a fan, which is, designed to help keep the bulb cool, but you're sealing it in this housing. And so when you seal it, it's just recirculating that warm air. It's a makeshift design that has to work with this housing. So that's why I really wanted to go with a completely new housing. So I bought something from True Mods, right, which I think is a really cool little headlight deal. And let me show you what they look like. Here's the back of the housing. It's actually considerably thinner than the stock headlight. And then you have the standard plug here that just goes directly into the stock plug. And then this little red wire is that power wire to run your DRLs, the halo function from there. No adapter or resistors needed according to all the reviews and everything they say. So I'm extremely excited. As compared to the stock housing, this is a bi-LED, which also runs a wire that goes to the F52 fuse back here that is a dual halo. So each light has actual 2 halo rings in there, which is pretty cool. They come very well equipped. It's a metal housing, which is really nice. But one thing I'm finding is this lines up perfectly. This lines up perfectly. That one doesn't. So I need to figure this out. Really, you just needed to give it a bit of a nudge and lift it into place. It's extremely secure, so I'm very pleased with the fit. So you just simply take this and you have to just give it a little bit of a nudge to get it in place, and that works perfectly. So I don't have the DRLs plugged in just yet, but with the headlights actually on, this is what it's going to look like from here. Very, very clean, very nice. You can see right where that spot is that it's going to grab. So a very strong cutoff as I go up and down. Very simple. Okay, I'm going to tidy up the wiring, but here we go. Here's the DRLs. Beautiful looking halo. Almost a crystal-like appearance. Very clean. Very nice looking. I could not be happier with the look. And here we are. Finished product. Everything done. Tidied up. I think it looks absolutely spectacular. One thing I want to point out is when you put the fuse box panel, top panel back on, there are two clips, one in the front, one in the back. You'll be able to get one of the two clips in because of the way the box is designed to sit on top of it. It doesn't make room for a wire coming out. So just know going in, you'll be a little bit concerned there. So I clipped the front one in, left the back one clipped in as best as I could, and then the force of the hood coming down should hold everything in place and there shouldn't be any issues. That's my only concern, is that element right there. But my goodness, I am pleased with the look of that. That's the DRLs. That's the halos. Let me throw the headlights on because remember, basic Jeep, gotta turn them on manually. There we go. Of course, it's daytime, you can't really tell, but full headlights. You can see the brake point right there on both lights. Very distinct cutoff line. Guys, I'm happy. Hope you do something like this yourself. So here's going to be the first time turning the headlights on, just to give us an idea. Of course, we're in front of a restaurant. Let's see. Plenty bright to me.